I thought we were playing nice, and riding a bike is like riding a bike. This is the Amazing Race, episodes 9 and 10 after show on AfterBuzz TV.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Ready? This gets you going, huh?
Gets me going, man.
This is it.
Didn't they hate when we did this last time?
No, we like it. Well, we like it. That's all that matters. Welcome to the Amazing Race After Show, everybody, on AfterBuzz TV. I am Nataly Tavidian, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere at Nataly Tavidian. And our awesome guest again, Scott Flanary, is here.
Welcome
You gave
back.
us such great insight last time, so we're so excited to have you back here as a guest co-host. Introduce yourself. Where can everybody find you?
Yes, I'm Whitney Houston's #1 fan. My name is Scott Flanary, spelled like canary. You can find me everywhere on social media at Scott Flanary.
What's up, you guys? My name is Desola Balogun. You can find me everywhere at Desola_B. But hey, follow me on Instagram. I don't like Twitter, I'm going to be honest. So don't follow me there. Get in those chats today. We have a lot of good stuff coming on. We have Scott here. We have another person calling in. Should I tell them who's calling in, or should they just wait?
Secret.
Let's wait. Let's
You guys wait.
I already tweeted
But let
it,
me
so if
just
you
say-
find us on Twitter,
Yeah,
you'll know.
so if you go on Twitter or Instagram, or you can get in the chats and you'll see who's calling in because they're like blowing it up.
So let's get started with a 240 feet jump. I just watched episodes 9 and 10. My heart is pounding through my chest still. I was stressed out. I was terrified for you because I don't see myself ever doing that.
Yeah, me neither.
And that's what you said, and you were saying, I hope it's not bungee jumping. I hope it's not bungee jumping.
Yeah.
I hope it's not bungee jumping. Lo and behold, it was bungee
How
jumping.
do you keep getting them right? I wrote that down. You're right. You were right on the last challenge also. Like, how do you just...
And you keep getting, you keep telling which place you.
Exactly. And I think some people hate that. They're like, how do you know? I'm a super fan. I'm always keeping my finger on the pulse of what's going on in the race. And I think that was my biggest asset. As we talked about before, the social game was my thing. And part of having a social game is knowing where everyone is and what everyone is
So
doing.
you always know who's in front of you, who's behind you.
Always. And it could get tricky because when it's fewer teams, sometimes you're trying to figure out where one is. But
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have you relive this moment.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny because we were headed to the Corinth Canal, and I knew as a super fan they had a bungee jump there in season 9.
Season 9.
So I went. That's why I said, please don't let it be a bungee jump because that's what they did there.
Because it hasn't happened for a while.
Right, and I also thought, what else are you gonna do in Canal? You're
Yeah.
gonna climb it? You're gonna watch a ship go by and count the number of windows? No, it's gonna be something intense. And so that's why I said that. And
Number
then
of windows.
I honestly, it's so funny that the camera shot was a little different than I thought. When I ripped open the clue, Brooke was laughing because literally right behind me it said like Zula or Zulu bungee jumping, whatever the company's name is.
Oh, and you didn't
and I
see
didn't even
it?
see it. So I'm like
Oh.
still praying as I open the roadblock, and then it's like right
Please,
behind me.
Lord, no.
I should probably look around more often before I take roadblocks. But it's funny because
So
when
do you accept the roadblock before, or who picks who does it?
Yeah, so you're supposed to make a team decision. This particular roadblock, we had to be split 4-4 because this is the 8th roadblock.
Okay.
And in the rules of this season of The Amazing Race, the first 8 roadblocks had to be split. So she had already
Okay.
accomplished 4. That's why I knew whatever it was,
It
I
was your
had to do
turn.
it. And it's written
Oh,
on the
God.
roadblock, actually. Scott must perform this. And it's funny because
new.
growing up, you know, as I said, super fan, super excited to be on the show. I was like, I will do anything on The Amazing Race that ever comes my way except bungee jumping. So hopefully my partner will do that whenever I'm cast. And it's like legitimately
Lo and
what
behold.
happens.
It looked really scary, honestly. I was watching and I was thinking, I don't know if I'd be able to do that either. Because it looked really scary. And then everyone just like jumped. They didn't even hesitate. I was like, okay.
Yeah, who are these people?
Like,
Becca
that's
didn't
regular.
flinch. She was like, okay, yay!
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
Right?
like, what?
And here I am startled, and then I found out in season 13 or 14, they had a 700 plus foot bungee jump. And ours was only
No.
240.
Oh my God, I just got goosebumps thinking about it.
Oh yeah, I rewatched the episode when it was brought to my attention, and I went, hard no.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's a hard
nope,
2 hour
whoever my
penalty
partner
right
is,
there.
they're gonna do it.
Just kidding, I would still do it.
You would?
I would.
You said you'd do it again. Did you just say that for
yeah.
fun?
Yeah,
Would you-
I would
you,
never
like-
do it again.
Well, he
no.
literally was just talking to the GoPro and said, I'm never going to do this again. And he got up there and said he'd do it again.
Well, because
So I figured he wouldn't do it again.
I wanted people to think I was a hero.
Yeah.
But I will only do it again if I'm on All Stars.
I was an Eagle Scout, damn
I was an Eagle Scout.
How did it feel? Is it like a roller coaster? Does your heart like feel like it's gonna fall out of your chest? What's that feeling like?
You know, I remember it very explicitly because I remember registering the moment as in, this will never happen again, so I might as well remember it.
Yeah.
And it is like free falling off of, going down a roller coaster, a very high roller coaster, and then it lasting way too long. And that's why I screamed longer, because I could have sworn the cord was going to bust.
Oh, God.
I did, and I yelled many an expletive that they eliminated.
I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this.
I could not, I was up there 30 minutes. And you know that
Wait, you were standing there for 30 minutes?
Yeah, I was standing up there.
Debating?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because, Team Lolo started about 30 minutes after us, and the car ride takes about the same. So there's proof. They walked up as I was finished.
Well, that's a long time, though. 30 minutes to be
and an interesting fact of the 4 roadblocks, 3 of them were heights roadblocks for you, and you have a fear of heights.
Did you do more than Brooke?
No, we're split 4-4. A lot of people think some of the detours or active route infos were roadblocks. For example, she climbed in Italy the mountainside, but that was a detour.
Okay.
So that's not a roadblock.
Okay.
And then the foot rowing in the next episode was an active route info, so that doesn't count towards our count. Okay. But yeah, it was 10 minutes for me to walk out to the guys. That's why they were laughing at me, and then 20 minutes them talking me through the jump.
Aww.
So,
but you did it.
But I did.
But you did it.
That's a long. How do you feel right now? How did you accomplish that? And by the way, I loved that moment with you and Brooke as a team.
Yeah.
I know we see you guys complaining a lot, but in that moment,
yeah,
she was cheering you on, and I loved hearing that.
People say that when you're under the stresses of the race, your true personality comes out, and I have to say that is true, but this is one step further. This is the number one fear, I've said this 50,000 times, of my life. There are some people online who think I was acting, which thank you for thinking I'm that great of an actor. Maybe I deserve my little Emmy, but no, I was horrified. This is the most...
Plug yourself.
Right. This is the most terrifying thing I've ever done in my life. And you could see Brooke knowing that and saying, I know what you need to be told. I know you need the encouragement. I want you to know all is well in the world, even if you can't accomplish this. And so that's the root of her personality. Yeah, she says I can't. That's her motivation to herself, and it does annoy some people. And for me, it took me a minute to recalibrate how I
you learned how to deal with that too. You said in this episode that you've learned how to be patient during this season.
I love
and
how
you have been very patient.
Why, thank you. I love how they say that in the episode where I actually finally fight back with Brooke. I'm sorry, Brooke.
This really was the first time I saw you really fighting back.
The entire episode, I was like there going, and it was really funny.
Because it was stressful.
It was stressful. I mean, I know, and again,
I was there.
Again, how you perform in the race is how you perform. I understand that, but it was about 95 degrees, 100% humidity in Vietnam. We had just flown literally all over Asia. We went straight from Greece to Vietnam, so that's literally over the whole continent. So a long flight. And then, of course, the stress of the race. You're super close to the finish line now. It's only 3 more episodes.
Now you're really thinking the money.
Yeah, and so for me, it was all that together, and I'm like, I've put up with this, and like, you just need to listen. We are getting through these legs. Like, we are so close. I don't care how I come across right now, but obviously it's not how I want to be in life. So I do.
Thinking over there.
Yeah, what do you think? Is someone saying things?
No, I'm laughing at the chat because Joey Covino is saying the funniest things in the world. He said we were hoping Scott's bungee broke, but he hit the water okay. I'm like, what? Like he's really. Let's read the chat real quick because hey, Joey's here. He said, "Hey y'all." Then we have someone else, Chels M90, saying he's early just like the other podcast. Oh, never mind. Sorry, but hey, Chels, how's it going? There's a lot of people on here, and Joey, he's the comedian. I had no idea how much of a comedian he was, but
he's not. You're being nice.
No, he's funny. He's funny. I see you two like to go at it.
Yeah, we do.
You want to read some of these comments from Joey?
Well, I can't say some of these on the podcast.
I know, probably not. He said, but does he only wear red? Like, come on.
Okay, first of all, this is a salmon color, Joey, and second of all, Desola is not hotter. I'm sorry, you're not.
Oh yeah.
No,
I didn't want to read that one out loud, but Joey said way hotter than Scott.
So. It's highlighted in orange, so of course I'm gonna see it.
Anyways, yeah, that's what I was laughing at.
No, Joey and I have a very, very good relationship, but I can't wait to spar with him in a couple minutes, so we'll see.
Speaking of Joey, this episode opens up with Joey being very, very upset that Team Scott and Brooke U-turned Mike and Liz.
Yes.
What's your reaction to this?
I know. I keep getting hate mail because of the U-turn. But you know what?
Hate mail?
I am, and that's okay.
It's a game,
I get it. No, I know.
people.
You know, if I can just real quick, I'm so excited that The Amazing Race has very passionate fans like Big Brother fans and Survivor fans. But just keep in mind, it is just a program for entertainment, and there's no need to give personal attacks on social media or even, I know some of my cast members are getting phone calls and personal emails at their work addresses.
Gosh, that's
Like,
crazy.
Like, fans, thank you so much for your passion, but like, let's kind of leave it, you know, let's
At the end of
leave
the
it
day,
alone.
this is a race. This is a competition, and emotions fly everywhere.
Exactly.
When you're under the gun. So.
And you know what? If you don't like gameplay, totally fine for you to say, you know, Scott sucks because he made this promise to Mike and blah, blah, blah. Totally fine for you to go after that. But you shouldn't come, and I haven't received a lot, but you don't come after like, oh, he's gay or his mom and dad must hate him or whatever it might be. I'm just
That's
kind of saying
terrible.
for current racers and future racers and survivors and anyone on reality TV, hey, we're just doing this for your entertainment. If you don't like it, just change the channel.
So that's the reality. Some people
Yeah.
are getting real.
Yeah, some of my
Hate.
cast members are not getting the love that, you know, maybe they're not being shown in the most positive light, but there's no need to personally attack them is all I'm trying to say. But with that being said, Joey
All I
had
have to say is we love you
Oh,
all.
thanks. I love everyone.
And
on
let
the
go
cast
of all that
too.
negativity.
Yes, please
Friendly
just enjoy.
competition.
Just enjoy.
But I do want to know your reaction to this because I
Yes.
mean, you get there and you have to U-turn somebody. But
Absolutely. We don't have to, but we wanted to.
Okay.
Absolutely. We wanted to U-turn.
you don't have to when you're the first ones there.
No, you can say we choose not to U-turn.
You can choose not to U-turn anyone.
That's correct.
Okay.
You're so it's I think some people might be confused because this season we are all U-turning everybody. And in
Yes.
some seasons there's U-turns that are never used. But I
Okay.
knew our cast really wanted to play the game.
Okay.
So Brooke and I wanted to U-turn mom and dad, the boys, or Mike and Liz.
Okay.
So when you get up there and mom and dad and the boys are right next to you, what are you gonna do? Right? I
Yeah.
mean, now some people would say U-turn one of them.
Oh, Redmond said he was terrified.
Redmond's
called
in the
in-
chats, by the way. What's up,
he called
Redmond?
in last
Oh, hey,
week.
Redmond. He heard correctly. He knew we are in an alliance with him, and this was the moment I was gonna turn on him.
Yeah.
Because you all
And
know
he said
he's
he
so
wouldn't
great.
U-turn you or anyone.
I know, that's my social game. He wasn't gonna get on me. But, and he knows this is all in the past, but, you know, they are so good. They've got to be stopped.
Yeah.
But when they're right there with you, that is not smart gameplay. They are totally going to catch back up. There's no two detours that are going to take them out when all three of us
Yeah.
are that far ahead of two other teams.
Yeah.
With that being said, Mike and Liz also super strong competitors because they've won 2 legs. They're all over the place, knowing where to go at all times. They beat us point to point. And you know what? I also knew they were very strong with mom and dad. And if I can't get mom and dad themselves, I can get their friends. So Mike and Liz were our target that week. And I, you know, Brooke and I didn't really discuss what she said in the ladle making challenge, so I did not know she said that. So everyone can blame me because it was my final decision.
Aww.
Yeah, you know, I love Mike and Liz, and I've told them this time and time again, and they're good sports about it. But
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, sorry. I'm just realizing that like the entire cast of The Amazing Race is inside of the chats right now. Mike is here too.
Wow! Yay!
Well, 'cause he's
Mike.
talking and I'm reading. I'm like, wait, is this Mike and Redmond and Joey? So
Have you told everyone to tune in today?
I might have told people I was
Joey-
gonna
Oh,
be
Joey
on.
this is
invited a lot of
amazing.
people,
Tell us
too.
what everyone's
All right,
saying.
Joey.
So hey, welcome everyone. I don't know. There's a lot of conversation going, but that's why I was being kind of quiet because I'm reading. I'm like, wait, what's going on here?
You're like, wait, this sounds like all the
Yeah.
racers.
Okay, Michael said that scream. They're talking about your scream when you jumped off of the.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
When I was acting.
Oh, I
Yeah.
missed it.
Joey said it sounded like you were a 13-year-old girl yelling at a Justin Bieber concert.
I'm impressed. I can hit that note. Go me.
And
Joey.
let's see. I don't. They're just saying. Yeah, no, they're saying a lot of stuff on here.
Hey, Red, I promise not to bully you anymore. Done. No, no, it's an inside joke because he's been getting a lot of those comments, which we talked about.
Lucas wasn't a player, right? Okay, I'm confused right now. There's
Lucas
a lot
is
of
a
people.
fan.
All right, so I just want to say a few things while I was watching. First of all, during the bungee, I noticed that Matt has blue hair. I've never noticed that until this episode. Did you know that he had blue hair?
No,
I was
had no
like, well,
idea.
and that's very like irrelevant, but I was just like, wait, what? This many episodes in, and he has blue hair. Where did that come from? All right, and also I want to
Has
say,
he always had blue hair?
I don't.
Yeah, can I tell you a quick
Yeah,
story about
please,
that? It's just his bangs. He has a swipe of blue hair.
Okay.
And the very first, I walked into the hotel. This is during casting, so when we were going to finals week, and I got into the elevator, and we're not supposed to be in an elevator with a someone else that might be cast. But I had just arrived, so I get in, and there's this guy, Matt, with his blue hair streak, and he was wearing this kind of like tight Volcom jeans, and then he had this like cool shirt on. And I looked at him, and when he got off the elevator, I thought to myself, that's the gay guy I have to compete against to get on the show, because it's all archetypes. And now I'm laughing because obviously so not gay. And like I just thought because of his tight jeans and blue hair that he was my competition, but lo and behold, now we're best friends. So yes, he's always had the blue hair.
I totally missed it. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, he always has a hat on though.
Yeah, he does.
That's right.
Every
Yeah.
episode, so that's why we never noticed.
I
That was
love the
first time.
bromance with Matt and Rudman,
They're
and,
so
and the
cute.
finishing each other's sentences and commenting on each
Sandwiches.
other's sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what it was.
Okay, so you and Brooke, we did mention you guys were a little crazy in this episode, which I liked
Yes.
it though. I thought it was really funny.
thanks.
It was a lot, but when
I was worried for you guys, especially when Brooke said, "I can't have this be my last day." I was like, "You can't put that energy out there. Take
I
it
know,
back."
and you
No,
know
but
the
London and
editors, when
Brooke,
you
though.
say that,
Uh-huh.
it happens.
Yeah.
You know, the editors like to do that.
Yeah, you're putting that energy out there.
That's right.
I thought London and Brooke, that's what I thought was really funny because these two episodes, I've never seen London really like
Do
react
anything?
to anything,
Yeah.
or even like.
I thought we were
honestly,
playing
I would
nice.
say she and Logan are very like they're just there, you know, like they don't speak a lot or anything. So
It's just nice.
So these two episodes,
them.
I was like surprised. Like first it was Brooke and her when they're arguing about the ladder, and then when she was gonna fall with the bike, and she was like, "Oh my God, help me!" And I was like, "What is going on here? Like,
Yeah.
is this a joke? Like, is she really being serious? Because I've never seen her act that way
That
before.
was
You know,
heartbreaking.
What-
But
what was heartbreaking about
well,
it?
Floyd helped her, and it was just not.
I wouldn't
Floyd's-
have helped her. Look what happened.
Oh.
I mean,
That
look.
was not.
I mean, look
that
what
was
happened.
not why that happened.
No, but I'm just saying. I mean,
Floyd's gonna get some good karma coming back to him
no,
someday.
probably,
Don't you
but
worry.
if he could have kept, I'm sorry. Whenever I watch, I just keep thinking like, this is a game. Like these people are being way too nice, which is why I guess your little games and mind games you play are okay. A little
thanks.
deceiving,
God, how
but
real
okay.
was that heat
But-
exhaustion though?
Okay, well, since we brought up Floyd, I want to give you all a present.
Oh.
Because no matter what, there's still a Funstoppable team, and both of you get your own
Oh.
Funometer. One for you, one for you, and then there's one for Dan when he gets back.
Where did this
Oh,
come
thank
from?
you.
Yeah, so these are handmade by Becca in her home, and when I visited her, I
thank
handmade
you.
these, and I brought them with
Thank
me.
you
So
so
when I would
much.
meet some people like
You
you,
I'm
made
really
this
excited.
So,
at-
yeah.
You made this at Becca's home.
I made this at Becca's home. Yeah,
Oh,
but she
this
is
is so
selling them now at
special.
funstoppables.com. if you want one.
www.funstoppables.com.
Yes.
Follow me, the hashtag.
Funstoppable.
Yes, there you
I
go.
did find that hashtag on Twitter today.
I like
Yeah.
the lightning bolts, like
I know,
looking
right?
thing.
This is the new and improved button.
Oh, this
I
is
got the
awesome.
old one with the normal arrow. which
So I think
prefer.
that I'm fun-stoppable. So I'm good. Well, maybe I'm
I'm
fun. Maybe I'm not
fun-stoppable right
fun-stoppable.
You're
I'll say- am I
Funstoppable today.
fun-stoppable?
Yeah, you're all the way
Okay,
up in
I'll
the
do that. I'm
red or the
Thank you.
orange. You're welcome.
Thank you
So this
very
is for
much.
Dan. We'll leave that here. But no,
love
the
it.
heat. Poor Floyd. He was feeling it. It was so intense. When we arrived at the roadblock and saw him, oh my gosh, we were like, "There's something going on."
Yeah.
I put my bike together. I drank 7 bottles of electrolyte infused water and still was not sweating properly myself.
Oh my god.
And I hate that they didn't really show, but both London and I put Floyd's bike together for him. Like we
Okay.
recounted everything, and then that's when I shut
There was
off.
a lot of helping each other in that.
Because
in
we
that,
wanted, and here
challenge.
comes Joey, I'm sure, but we wanted mom and dad out. That was our moment. That was it. They had a speed bump. We wanted them out.
Yeah.
And so we worked together. They showed me going off first because, fun fact, I left my bag at the previous clue location.
Okay.
So I was like, is it okay if I leave early because I need to finish this task and then go back and get my bag?
Oh my god.
And they didn't show any of that. Thank goodness I don't look like an incompetent racer until now. But you know, we could tell at that moment Floyd already couldn't understand like we were helping him or like why we were doing it. And I alerted medical on my way out. I was like, you might want to take a look at Floyd.
So you're being nice
Of
because you
course.
wanted mom and dad out.
Well, no, I mean, also I wanted Team Fun was in a working relationship with us
Yeah.
too, so I didn't want them out. But
Yeah.
But did you? Okay, look, I'm not gonna say that you did that on purpose, but he told medical you might want to look at Floyd. You know, if medical looks at them, that's gonna take some time away from them getting into the game.
okay,
I mean,
Yeah,
not
but
just
his,
that, right?
his heat
Snaky.
exhaustion looked
Is that
pretty
not?
real.
Oh no, I'm just
I
saying.
mean, that's smart. That's not why.
He mentioned that he would do whatever he needed to do, even if it had to do with his alliances to
I
win.
think at the end of the day, even if you're not playing nice, you care about
I'm
their
just saying-
health and
okay,
well-being.
look.
Yeah, Tara.
Okay,
That's
look,
what
I'm
Brooke
just-
was trying to say at the finish line.
That's what Brooke said at the
I
finish
mean,
line.
honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, but look, before the show, I was telling Nataly that I felt really bad for Teen Fun because the way she reacted to him was so nice. Because I know I would have flipped out. I know I would have. Like, I wouldn't have been able to. I mean, I wouldn't have been mad at him, but I would have just like flipped out with the whole situation.
For sure.
You know, been like, okay, come on, like get up, like sit on my bike or something. Like we need to go. You know, and she was just sitting there and like tears were rolling down her eyes, and I felt so bad because I was
Becca
like,
was genuinely scared.
Well, I thought
She was scared for the heat exhaustion.
I didn't think she was
so
scared.
real.
I thought she was, because he didn't look like, when I was watching it, it didn't look like it was serious. It just looked like he was, you know.
Scott, you were there.
Say
something.
No, it's
I mean,
tough
it
to
didn't
tell on
look
TV
like-
because on TV, admittedly, he doesn't look like there's all that much, except he looks tired. No, in real life, he was turning white. He was definitely not sweating anymore. And he was not comprehending what was going on. So you saw it more in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey was talking about the heat exhaustion too, so we're gonna ask him about that.
Oh,
when he
yeah,
calls
Joey.
in.
You think, how
collapsed
would you have
too.
reacted? Because I feel like you and Brooke have a little thing going. How would you
Oh,
have
she
reacted?
went down?
Yeah. I feel like you would have been yelling at her saying, Brooke, get up, get on my back, something.
I think I would have been the same as Becca because
Yeah.
Becca's also a super fan, and it's like you're seeing your chances eliminate
That's what I'm
themselves,
saying. I'm
and
talking
that's
about
where
the
the tears
chances
come
is
from.
what's sad.
But no, it's also concern for your partner. Of course, I would want Brooke's health above the $1 million, but you know, it's just sad at the same time because you're like,
Oh my God.
no, it's between the rock and a hard
No,
place. What
sorry,
am I
I'm
supposed to
bad.
say?
I'm
I
horrible.
hope Floyd really passes out. Like,
No, I made a
No.
face which was really bad. I was like, you said her health over $1 million. I was like, I'm
No,
like, 'cause-
for sure.
Well, what do you mean about health though? Like, because if Floyd would have passed out, he probably would have gotten up. You know, there's medics
so
there.
someone asked me this today, and I
So-
said, actually, Brooke is so lightweight, I would have slung her over my shoulders and walked the two
I mean,
bikes to the next
exactly.
Because as long as your bikes are with you, that was the only rule. She don't have to walk. I would have put her over my shoulder and moved right along.
See?
With the bike? With
Absolutely.
both bikes?
I'm going to roll them. She's on my back. We got this under
He
control.
wants to win, okay? He's
That would
playing
have made
no
some
games.
good TV.
That would have been great TV.
I
would've
done that, too.
Speaking of weight, how heavy were those mannequins?
Um,
It looked brutal.
They were not hundreds of pounds. No, the child was probably 20 pounds, and probably the adults were 30. But
I thought Brooke was a genius when she put it in the scarves,
Oh my
Scott.
God.
no, that was a good idea. And you actually see I have orange bungee cord at one point when I'm yelling at her. So we tried tying them up too. The problem is they were very slick. So not only were we wet from our sweat, and like my shirt, you could tell was a dark orange. It was literally wet. So everything's sliding off. But even if you tied them together, they were so slick. They fell through scarves or ropes or whatever. So
And
good
you were
on production.
because you guys had your heart set on the ladder.
This was the funniest
What?
episode.
I was willing
Do
to
you
let the
not
ladder
want
go.
to? Do you not want to answer this question?
You don't want to talk about the ladder? No, I was willing to let it go.
I'm being a journalist here and asking all the tough questions, Scott.
Please. No, you know.
So why were you so upset about this ladder you couldn't get on?
I was upset Brooke would not let it go.
Oh.
I'm like, let it go. Move on to the next challenge. Let's stop talking.
Yeah.
Some people were commenting online that we were stopped and just arguing with each other. But you should know it was when we were getting clearances from people we spoke to already. Because when we speak to someone on the race, the audio guy has to go get clearance that we can use their footage on camera, even if we don't.
You have to wait?
You do. Every time you talk to somebody, that
Oh
happens.
God, do you like try not to talk to anyone? Because I feel like I'd be like,
That might
Oh,
play
like when
into
you're
it every
asking
once
for
in a while.
direction and stuff?
Yeah, every once in a while, if you hear a racer going, "We're not stopping to ask for directions," that's usually why.
what?
I speak from my own experience.
So you have to like say, hey, and then they have to go and talk to them, explain what the show is, and explain everything.
Yeah, and there's a little sheet of paper, and they have to
oh
sign it.
no, that's too much work. That's a lot.
Yeah. So anyway, we were waiting on a signature. That's why we were staying. Not that we just quit the race for 2 seconds.
Well, you guys had great arguments. I love when you you asked her, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "No, stop asking me. I'm not. It's not gonna make me even more okay." And I was like, "Oh my God!" And then when he kept saying, when
I
she
was
was
just stressed out
she was
the entire
yelling
time,
and she
Scott.
kept like yelling like crazy, and you were like, "Oh, she's giving birth again." It was so
Oh,
funny.
it's twins this time. You had the best
It was so
one-liners in this
funny.
episode up there.
Thank you.
I had another one. You had some good,
Oh, why? Thank you so much.
good one-liners.
Joey says,
Oh, you go, Brooke, you take spin class every day.
This is something she does. This is what I learned on the way to LAX in leg 1, and it. I'm sorry, I had to
This is what
call
you
it
learn about your
out.
I loved
I
her
love
yelling.
her. Yeah.
best one-liner.
It was kind of funny. What was Joey
Joey
saying?
says the mannequins were about 10 pounds.
Can you ask Joey to call in?
And yes, and
Okay,
Doc
Joey.
Pegleg Redmond says 30,000 pounds easily. Like those, they were serious, you know. So, oh my God,
Mr. CrossFit.
Michael says 50,000, but he wasn't even there. But I guess. you
I
know,
mean, it was all lightweight for me. It doesn't matter.
It was easy. It was like feather.
right.
Oh
Joey,
my God.
I'm supposed to get off Desola's lap. I'm not
Joey
ready.
is crazy.
I'm just not ready to do that just yet.
Where are we?
But we're at the end of leg 9. Did you want to? Or no, we're on leg 10 now. We've moved on.
Oh yeah.
So after
Catching
the
the bus.
non-elimination.
What was going on there?
Oh,
Where,
wait. Real quick. Sorry, before we get there.
Yeah.
How did Team Mom and Dad go from first place to last place? I missed that.
They're horrible racers.
Is that what it is?
No, I just want to say that for Joey.
I mean, they
who's
were the
listening right
first
now.
ones. They got to the.
Because they grabbed the wrong mannequin and had to go back.
No, but they were still like in last, like they showed them in last place even before that. Like they were just in last place. I don't know what happened though, because when the episode started, they were in first place. They like did everything. Then all of a sudden they
that's
were in
right.
last place, and I was like, how did this happen?
Oh, when it was we all bunched up at the flight from Greece to Vietnam, and then there was getting from Vietnam to the first clue point with all the fans.
And they were in first place then, right?
No, they were not. It was fun.
Oh, that's
us
where
and
they were
Lolo.
thrown off.
Oh, they
Yeah,
left first.
so after the flight into Vietnam,
Okay.
we all left. the
Because I was
airport
so
in different order.
confused because in the beginning it said first place, and then all of a sudden they're in last place, and I was just like, how did this happen? You
Yeah,
know?
no, they're super strong racers, and point to point is their specialty. So don't worry about them; they'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for episode 9, I've never been happier for a non-elimination round.
Okay, all right, we can move on.
Just-
We all
just
wanted
throw
them
that out
out. No, I know. Mom and Dad have a good following, as they should, because they're wonderful people. But all 4 of the other teams were like,
listen,
get
I'm
them
a fan
out.
of both. If you left, I would have cried because
Oh,
that's
thanks.
that's the bungee jumping, and I was crying the entire time for you.
She texted me when she was watching.
Can
She said,
I-
"Oh my God, this is so stressful."
Can I
Yeah.
get
This
the
is so
phone number?
stressful.
Can I get the phone number in my ear, please?
Oh, get some digits.
So,
It was the wrong number.
so would you
Can I
say
get
that
the
this
phone
was
number?
maybe one of the most stressful episodes for you?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
9 and 10. I would say Vietnam as a whole country, both episodes were the most difficult. And not because of the weather, but because of your relationships with your team, with other teams. Just, you've been racing already for, 2.5 weeks with nonstop, no rest. And so, yeah, these are the hardest two. What do you think? Did they look easy?
I'm like,
Can you guys
you
hear me
guys are
back
being
there?
dramatic. This
I need
sucked.
the phone
No.
number.
I think it was. I just feel like there was a lot of tension going on, so I don't know
Oh, yeah.
if it looked hard or not. It was funny more
Yeah.
so for me. So it looked hard just because of how much you all were arguing, but it didn't necessarily look. I mean, the bungee jumping, that's hard mentally, but doing it,
It's not hard physically, correct.
Yeah, and then what else? The ladder thing was. I mean, nothing looked like it was so hard. I feel like sitting there making the little.
The ladle.
Yeah, and all that seemed like it would be harder, in my opinion, because you're sitting there trying to get something right, and that stuff was more so just kind of like, but it looked like it was very physical.
Well, and a lot
Like
of the
running up
stress
those
can come
stairs.
from point-to-point racing because they don't show you a lot of the cab ride, and
course.
we are stopping for directions all the time, all teams, all the time. We're getting lost. The taxi driver doesn't understand what's going on. If you're self-driving, you get lost, and a lot of the stress percolates from that. And so, because that's not where the action is, that's not really shown on TV, but that's where a lot of your anger or frustration comes from. It's not necessarily the task. It's just bubbling over from all the frustration of getting to the task, I would say.
I mean, it just seems like
I'm
a
trying
lot.
to figure out what phone number to give Joey. He's trying to call
Hey, Boo,
in.
just call me. He's got my number on a speed dial, so we can just do that.
Just call me. That's not working.
Anyways, so yeah, I mean, we are still live and everything.
No, I'm laughing at Redmond. He's saying, remember when Scott refused to take his shirt off? I don't know if you all noticed at the beginning of episode 10.
Yeah, why did everyone have their shirt off? I was confused about that.
Yeah,
also.
they were trying to get followers
their
on
shirt off?
Instagram.
Everyone, all the guys had their shirt off when they got to the end.
3 of the 5
When?
guys.
Which episode?
At the beginning
end.
of episode 10. It's when we were still at the pit stop from Vietnam leg 1.
They were trying to get more followers.
See, what had happened was they were trying to get more followers. No, they were over there because they were done. That ladder challenge was done super quickly, right? And so, uh-oh. Joey, I'm about to talk about why you and I were not shirtless. I'm going to finish the thought and then jump in. How's
Welcome,
that?
Joey. Welcome. All right,
Hey,
finish
buddy.
the thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the guys, it was super hot that they just took off their shirts because they were soaking
okay.
wet. And they normally, when you check in, you're done filming. So they were
Okay.
done. But then when we arrived, they wanted a little bit on, oh gosh, mom and dad are still in the race, which is something we talked about. But also Lolo and us making up. That was the 2 beats that they recorded then. And I had my shirt on because you have to be dating this to see it. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Also, I had my
I like
microphone.
that.
How
on.
many Under Armours do you have that are like orange? I was like, does he?
Only 3.
Okay.
Well, it was one
You
tank
just, like,
top and 2
recycle them?
shirts. Yeah,
Like
I
all the
watched them
orange?
every
Joey,
night.
are you
Oh,
on the
okay.
line?
Yeah, I'm just a little peeved at Scott because both Doc and I were dating him on the show.
Well, what? You can't. They saw it between legs, but you know, the camera can't see it.
Oh,
so
look at you. Look
I'm
at
blushing
you
a
playing.
little bit. Hey, Daddy.
Welcome, Joey. I'm so glad you called
you,
in.
kid. Thank you.
Oh my
Hi,
God.
Deshola. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. What about you?
Where
Living
do
the
we
dream.
start, Joey?
Living the
Where do we
dream.
start? Well, first off, I
have
was
a
very
great idea.
happy
Let's
this was a
start
to be
with
continued
Scott
race.
because
Uh-oh.
let's just start with
Oh,
Scott
okay,
because
Scott,
it's always
questions
his
for you. Is
show.
this okay?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Let's hear it.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No,
okay.
go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, Natalie.
No, yeah, I think we're at the end of episode 9. I don't know if Joey wants to talk about being non-elimed or...
Okay, so how did you feel when you were when you thought you were getting eliminated? Because I don't know if you just heard me, but I was in shock because you were in first place and then all of a sudden you were in last place. And I was thinking, how did this happen? And then you got to the end, your heart's beating, you're like freaking out. Because in the car, you were shaking. I don't know if anyone noticed. He was literally shaking, like physically. And I was laughing because I was like, wow, he's serious right now. How did you feel when you got to the finish line?
Did you just say you were laughing as I was in medical distress?
You know, not that
Medical
part.
distress.
I was laughing. I was laughing when you were in the cab. No, not when you passed
Scott's
out
like,
at the
take
end.
it easy. Don't be so
This
dramatic.
is what we're talking about with fans hating on us. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Right?
kidding.
Don't be
No,
so
so-
dramatic, Joey.
How did you feel?
I wasn't passing out. That was my only way to get in Scott's arms.
Aww.
It was the hottest moment of my life. No, poor Joey. I was so glad I was there for you. You did not look good that day, buddy.
I forgot about that actually. I wasn't even speaking of that moment. But how did
Yeah,
you
I know
feel
because
though?
everybody's worried about poor Floyd. Well, I'm in stage 3 of heat exhaustion, right into heat stroke, and it was like, well, Floyd's really tough.
That's a really good point because yours actually looked
We
real.
didn't see that, Joey.
I mean-
we really didn't see that. When was that happening?
No, we did at the end, at the finish line. He he ran
Oh,
up
at
and
the
literally
very
like,
end, but not during the race.
Only the taxi ride over, right, Joey?
he was like shaking, but I thought it was because he was
Yeah.
nervous.
If you notice when we because when we had to run back and get that guy Mannequin, when we
Yeah.
came back, that's when it really started to happen. And then I kept kind of bending over even when they were judging and stuff. They cut a lot of it out, but there was a lot going on in the store when we were dressing the guy Mannequin, which dressing a mannequin, that's like, I kept calling them sweaty mannequins, but they were just sweaty with our sweat, as Scott can attest. You can't touch them without them slipping all over the place. It was horrible.
Yeah, they were like,
But-
they were falling apart.
Yeah.
Arms were coming off,
I'm-
limbs were coming off left and right.
I'm great at getting chicks' clothes off, not putting them on. So.
So how did you feel when you walked up before you knew that it was a non-elimination round? What was going through your head?
I don't know what was going on in my head. I just remember from my military training that when you're in those advanced stages of heat exhaustion, if you stop, it's basically a fight between your mind and your body. And Doc can attest to this. When your mind can tell your body to keep going, and it will, but as soon as your body can take over, and what that means is if you stop, your body will say, mind,
time to
you're
rest.
done, we're resting. And that's exactly what happened to Floyd. Once Floyd laid down, it's almost impossible for him to continue.
Yeah.
That's why when we were running up to the mat, Tara said, let's slow down, and she grabbed my arm, and I said, don't, or I'll just drop.
You
So
did that.
the moment that when I saw Scott, I wasn't really looking at Scott, I was looking at the mat. I didn't even see Scott, but you get tunnel vision and
You were right there.
all sorts of physical stuff starts happening. And when I just fell forward towards the map, and Scott happened to be there to catch me. And I was surprised. I looked up at Scott like, "What are you doing here?" And that's like,
How'd
it's
you get
definitely
here,
showing the
Scott?
back of
I'm
my
just in his
legs, but I'm
dreams.
looking at Scott like, "How'd you get here?"
Oh my god. Well, you guys are being such good sports about it.
Oh yeah, almost dying. It's awesome.
I mean,
I feel like that's a theme on The Amazing Race. Kelsey and Joey were here during our first episode. They were our guests here, and I had no idea she had hurt her tailbone, like for a couple of weeks.
Oh, she broke
And
it, yeah.
She broke her tailbone, and she said I was just sucking it up. Like she didn't show it, and she was in a lot of pain.
yeah, I think James Earl from season 27 broke a rib or bruised
just
a
kept
rib.
going?
Yeah, and then we even got Redmond with his leg infection.
He did post a photo of
Yeah,
that,
there's a lot going on. Thanks for posting that in our news
Tara
feed,
had a
Redmond.
torn quad. Tara had a torn quad since
That's right.
what was it? Brazil, I think.
Yeah, she had it almost the whole race, Joey.
Yeah.
A torn what?
Yeah.
Quad?
Quad. Mhm.
A torn quadricep, yeah.
I mean, I respect
I think
that
she had
so
a-
much, just because it shows like it's $1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe that I'm actually mad that you guys just told me all that, because now I'm like, really, Brooke? Really?
Be nice.
I'm sorry, I love.
Well,
no,
you
I'm just saying,
hide
I
the
love
pain
Brooke.
very
I think
well.
she's funny, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, to her credit, hers didn't happen on the race, but she had back spasms the whole time of the race because she had back surgery about 6 months prior to being cast.
Oh
my
wow. Okay.
God.
Well, that's
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I carry her bag. I mean, also we are faster with it, but she also didn't need all of that weight on her bag.
Yeah.
And there were times where we were flying these long haul flights, and she would lay in the galley in the back because it was better for her spasm
So
in the back.
Brooke had back surgery 6 months before the race.
It was about 8 months. She's gonna
That's
text me and tell me
huge.
I'm wrong, but it
Well-
was less than
well,
a year.
before the race.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's huge. Back problems are real.
Yeah.
They're real issues.
So she pushed through too. So that's
She said
it wasn't
she's
on the
gonna
race.
text
though.
me and tell me that I'm wrong. Actually, it was 6 months and 23 days.
I'm gonna get that text when I go off airplane mode. That's all right.
Joey, how did you stay just like cracking jokes with Tara this entire time? I was I was frustrated for you when you had to run back to the mannequins. And you were just like, it's okay, and you were just cracking jokes the whole time. I mean, I thought it was hilarious. I loved it. But how did you keep doing that?
It's weird because a lot of people who know me back home, when they're watching the race, they just, when I see them, they go, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "They're casting you as like this really nice father figure type of guy, and you're so not that." I'm like, "I know. I tried everything I could not to be that person, and I think that's why I was edited out for the first 7 episodes." But yeah, that's how I always am. I'm always cracking jokes and like I said, wicked sarcastic, but they catch these other little times that I'm sort of a nice guy. Like my wife's like, "You are the biggest liar that has ever lived." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But
Wait, is that
But
why you gave
again,
him the
Brooke-
name Team Dad?
Brooke is-
Team Mom and Dad?
No, I gave them mom and dad just because they looked like a mom and dad.
Oh,
This
okay.
was my first impression. I mean, Joey was the oldest guy, so clearly going to be the dad. And then when Tara picked him, I'm like, well, that was easy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But they do come off as like, you guys are both very, very kind. Like the way you are with the locals is just very sweet. I loved how you and Tara were with the locals in Greece. I thought that was just so cute. Like when you were handing the cheese over.
yeah, my friend, one of my dear friends, is 1,000% Greek, and he always, like, for years we played hockey together, and he always accepted me in his home. And you go in there and you have to, find the little bubchies and kiss them on both cheeks and everything.
Yeah, you knew
Of course,
that.
take a shoot. Yeah. So, and I knew how to say thank you in Greek, so
Efkaristo.
that went a long way too.
Parakalo. Yes, that's
Show off
Okay.
over here.
That's all I
You
got.
got Tara
That's
sitting
all
here.
I got.
Speaking of the locals, did anyone notice watching? I know you noticed because you did the challenge. Did anyone notice?
I know you noticed because you were there.
The one guy, it was so funny. The guy, like when you have to ride the bike and then get to the guy to count all of those things,
yeah.
he
Oh,
would
you
not
guys
have
wanted
any
to hug
physical,
him.
any physical contact with anyone, and it was so
was
funny.
that a cultural thing, or does he just
It was
not?
hilarious.
Because I hugged someone in Vietnam, but I think it was, Joey, correct me if I'm wrong, we were so wet.
He
I mean,
was just like, no,
literally
thank you.
dripping.
Even the high fives for every
Yeah,
person.
he was like, no girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
That
Joey,
was-
you
They
were
don't.
wet
I don't
too.
know what it is about them, but they don't sweat. We look like we just fell out
They
of
don't
a pool or
sweat.
something.
For real.
I mean, they're not doing those challenges though, like you guys are. So
True.
it was a little serious.
True.
So
Hey, Scott, you want to tell them about the run we led y'all on?
Yes.
What run? What
That was
happened?
that was.
Yeah.
We wanted to go to Brooke.
No, I'm surprised that actually wasn't an extra scene. It sort of was on YouTube. But when the three of us got off the second bus,
Oh, this didn't air.
this did not air.
Okay.
We all get our bikes, and Lolo and Team Brooke and Scott obviously working together. But at this point, none of us really know where this temple is. But Mom and Dad said they did, and we were like, "Great, we'll just follow you." Which I know a lot of people hate when you're in the fans. Some fans hate that, but you know what? When you're on the race and they know where they're going, you're gonna follow. So sit down, okay?
Yeah.
And so we're following them, and Tara and Joey take off, and they go to this like beyond where the temple actually was. They pass it. We all didn't know where it was, and we go into this like deserted cave-like tropical area of Vietnam, and they throw their bikes down and like hoof it. And then we're like catching up, and I'm like, Brooke, let's go. And so the extra scene is me yelling at Brooke to go up these stairs, which we didn't have to do in the beginning anyway. And we like walk for what, like half a mile, Joey, that you led us on this wild goose chase. It's like over this river and into these caves. And they pull out, this is the best part, they pull out one of their old clues, run out of a cave, and they're like, got it. And then they take off.
Joey!
Yeah. And so Lolo and Brooke and Scott were all like, ah! And like we run into all the caves and we can't find anything. And then we're getting pissed and yelling at each other. And then Lolo takes off. They're like, they lied. That wasn't a real clue. And then Brooke and I are like, we're not running extra, even though we just did. We're going to look in every one of these caves. And so we did. And so it took forever for all of us to get back to the real temple. They didn't show any of it. But lo and behold, that shows you how far behind Brooke and I were from catching up to the roadblock. We were, I guess, what, Joey, you gave us 20 minutes?
Joey,
behind.
I thought we were all playing nice. What happened?
I didn't say that.
Mm-mm.
Well,
They
you
did
know
a
what
good
that
job.
did for us, too, Natalie, is that bought us about 15 to 20 minutes of time that we could work on our speed bump.
Well, because they also knew, and Joey, I think you knew this. At this point, we were all targeting, well, not the boys, but everyone else was targeting you. They were like, you are the boys out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they were smart to do that.
We knew,
Absolutely.
Well, we were talking to the boys, and the boys were telling us, they said, Brooke and Scott are going right after you.
Yeah.
And they're the ringleaders. And we were telling the boys everything that you were telling us.
Yeah.
So we knew that, I said, if we were going to beat anyone, we were going to beat the two of you because we knew that you guys weren't as strong as runners. That's why. Because we also did the bike thing. Remember, we went down the wrong way in the bike and then turned back around?
Mm-hmm. We
And
did
then
a great
everyone was
job.
wiped
Oh, you
out
guys
the
got
right
lost
side
on the
cycle.
bike?
We led them on like a little bit of a wild goose chase on the bikes too. We went down like a little side street. It wasn't that far, but then we turned around, and for some reason they put all their rice on the road in like 2-inch thick, but maybe to dry it out or something.
Uh-huh.
And when you put a bike and then a rice, it's like trying to like stand on marbles. It was hilarious. Everyone was wiping out, but we just went down this road, turned around, and then hoofed it back the other day. We were just basically trying to wear everybody out. And then Tara says, well, let's run them. And then we ran, like Scott said, about a quarter of a mile into a rice paddy and then found the caves and then ducked in there. And it was hilarious. And then
You
that
and
brought
Tara
us
should have been
15
Team
to 20
Woody.
minutes to start our roadblock, to start a speed bump, rather.
Yeah, no, you all were very smart to do that. When we figured out what you had done, I was like, they
You're
played me
laughing
at my
about
own
it now.
game. Yeah, they did a great job.
You're like, wow, bravo.
Yeah, well done.
And I'm pissing my pants laughing because Scott's climbing down a friggin' mountain with Brooke on his back.
Yeah, that was the moment I carried Brooke physically on my back for a minute. I was like, get on, we're going.
Well, I hope the viewers are seeing how friendly everybody is now.
Oh, for sure. That's what I'm talking about. It's all for entertainment. Of course, in the moment, it's more stressful just because it's life. You know?
Yeah. And there's
Right.
money on the line.
Right.
Wow.
So,
All the manipulation.
random question about the show. While you guys are on the show, you're doing a lot of running, you're doing a lot of sweating and everything. Did you guys lose weight? Like when you went home and
good
actually
question.
like weighed yourselves? I don't know if you did, but did you notice anything different?
I lost 21 pounds.
No.
What?
Yep.
That's
Well,
Guess who's
I have
applying
dad bod
today?
anyway, so and I wasn't working out before, and I'm not CrossFit like Scott. But yeah, I
Hey.
lost 21 pounds.
Wow.
You know, people are not going to believe me, but I gained weight.
How?
I don't know. Well,
Sorry ass.
I know. I ate all the Snickers. We had Snickers and ham and cheese, and all I did was eat
Scott
Snickers,
was-
Snickers for my energy. I was like, I
gained
don't
weight,
care.
really?
I think I gained only
Scott-
about 5 pounds.
Scott was walking around on the plane while everyone was sleeping and eating all their airplane food that they put in front of them.
Okay, that is a true statement. You don't need to tell everyone that. Yeah, I would.
Okay, that is true.
Yeah, I would ask for 2 or 3 meals on the airplanes.
Aw.
Well, I didn't pass out, Joey. Did you? Yes. So clearly, I was doing the right thing. But no, when
I was just trying to smell your cologne.
when we got when we
love
were
it.
reunited with the cast later on, whether it's well, it's at the finish line no matter what, because all of us go to the finish
Yes.
line. When everyone saw me, they were like, "Oh my God, you lost so much weight!" And I got on the scale and was like, "I gained 5 pounds. What's this about?" As long as I look better, that's all that matters.
Well, I'm sure it's all muscle.
Oh yeah, I lost the muscle is what it was.
No, you gained the muscle.
Oh, I gained the muscle
That's
from
what
all
it
the
is.
rice patty bikes.
It's all muscle.
Yes.
Mike, Kevin Ing said I look like a Schindler's List stunt double.
Oh my God.
That's
Too
You're
soon?
horrible. We're not supposed to laugh at
Sorry.
that.
All right, Joey, is there anything else that you wanted to let viewers know today? Is there anything we missed? Anything you want to mention about these episodes?
These two, well, personally, if anyone of meritable substance was watching, I personally think it's Emmy award winning, personally. But other than that, I just there was a thing. I know Floyd's mom is a huge fan of the show and watches a lot of these podcasts and things, and I actually inboxed her and apologized for you turning her wonderful son.
Aww.
But there was a moment. There was a moment that I wish they had put on either the episode or the other things, the behind the scenes things that they didn't. And when he was sitting on the steps in distress, and I rolled up, and poor London didn't really know what to do, because I knew, like, she was like, "Oh, he's here," and I'm like, but she was trying to be nice to me, which was awesome. But I stopped, got off the bike, sat next to Floyd, just gave him a big hug and said, "I love you, little buddy," and he said, "I love you too," and he said, "Just go get it." And it was like the sweetest moment on the entire race for me, to have Floyd, who I U-turned, like, a couple episodes earlier, say that to me, and just in his mental and physical state. And he's just an unbelievable guy, and I hope he's watching. And Floyd, I love you, and Becca, I love you more, and thank you for all those big bag of buttons you gave me for our
Unstoppable.
Oh, we got some today.
Yes.
I'm so excited for this. That's so sweet. I love
adorable.
I know, Scott,
I love all those behind the
Scott's a
scenes
briber.
stories. Redmond was sharing one too about the boat ride, and how sweet it was to just connect with the teammates and kind of just live in the moment for a second and then go and play.
Yeah, it's a weird situation to be in, for sure.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, let's get to know each other. We're all fantastic. And then, I hate you right now. You turn. Get out.
Yeah, it's a game. It's a game.
Yeah.
Stab,
Scott,
stab,
is there
stab,
anything
stab.
I missed? Is there anything?
I stabbed you in your front, Joey. Come on. You saw it coming.
No, stab. It's the 4 stabs from our secret chat. Stab.
Got it.
Secret chat. Insiders over here.
I mean, I think these were really good episodes, though.
Oh, totally.
Especially since we're getting close to the end.
Yeah.
I think these were 2 good episodes, because there was a lot of arguing, a lot of nerve-wracking things going on, because we didn't know who was going to stay, who was going to leave. We thought Joey and Tara were going to leave, but they ended up staying. So I know it was a good episode, so I'm excited for next week.
Oh, I seriously have no idea, and I totally second what you say, Joey, about the Emmy Award winning. It was a really good episode. I think this was the most physical so far, and maybe it's because I saw the heat exhaustion and it just looked so exhausting. But to me, as a viewer, it seemed like the most physically demanding, with the bungee jumping and the carrying the 2,000-pound mannequins.
I mean, the bike ride.
20,000 pounds.
The bike ride.
I mean, after doing all that, having to run up the stairs, that's what I kept thinking.
Oh,
that
God.
looks like that's probably a lot.
Oh, they should have showed more of those goddamn stairs.
Right. Or just the
500
rowing, too.
But they were.
Oh, the rowing
they
with
were
the
like
feet. How did I forget that?
Yeah.
That looked interesting.
Took
That
like
was
an
odd.
hour.
Yeah.
And it's 2 seconds on screen.
Yeah.
Like, all right, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an hour each person?
And Tara had.
Yeah.
And Tara had crushed my big toe. Literally crushed it getting on the boat.
That's right.
So
I remember that.
I had to tape my 3 toes together
Oh my
to
God.
continue racing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the stairs were no fun.
This is a
and
lot.
I love how we
Like
had to
fun.
reshoot our entry 3 times. I was like, I'm not walking up these. Fine, I'll do it for you. For $1 million.
Oh my God.
Did they make
Meanwhile, the boys are down at the bottom laughing at us.
And I've got to
They
say,
finished
yeah,
6
they
hours
were
early.
laughing. I got to say, I don't think Joey. Oh, Joey does know this. When we had checked in, 20 minutes before Mom and Dad. I'll forget. They'll show it in the next episode. And we knew they were coming up, so production says you can't walk down the stairs because then they'll know they're actually on the right path.
Oh,
so you have to go hide with production. So we're just off to the side, and Mom and Dad come up, and then a question Phil asked them that's unaired is like, who do you want to be in the finale with? And they were like, anyone but Brooke and Scott. And we were like, we are right behind you. We hear
You
you.
guys were
And
neck
I
and
turned
neck a
around and
couple
I said, you were
times.
just looking at me with your sassy grin.
I sure was. I was on to you, boo.
Your sassy grin. I love this. I love the closeness. Congratulations on conquering fears.
Thank you.
Do you feel like
Yes.
you're not afraid of heights anymore, or is it still a fear?
It's still there.
Is it even worse now?
Oh, when I watched
you know what
that
it feels
episode,
like?
my palms got sweaty and I relived it. And I was like, I don't even know how I did that. I will do it again on All Stars.
Do you not do like roller? You heard that?
You like that?
Do you not do roller coasters or anything?
No, I do roller coasters. I just scream like a 14-year-old girl at a Bieber concert.
So you've been to Six Flags?
Yes.
Okay.
Joey, do you feel like you conquered any fears on The Amazing Race?
Well, you know what's funny? I see. I can't even say I have a passionate fear of heights or anything else, because I don't react like Scott does. But I hate heights. I just say I greatly dislike heights.
Okay.
And the entire way. Scott, was that about an hour in the cab going to the Corinth Canal?
Yes.
So the whole time, for some reason, Tara was going, I think it's bungee jumping. I think it's bungee jumping. And I'm like, nah, how the hell would you know, blah, blah, blah. But then she's like, I don't like heights, Joey. I don't like heights. I am pumping her tires the entire time. I'm like, don't worry. I've bungee jumped before, but I was wicked drunk. It's just like sticking your head out of a limo. You can do it. And then it says, when we read the clue, there's a little note at the bottom that says, Joey must do this task.
Yep.
And I go, son of a bitch.
Yep.
I saw some fear in you, too.
All I said was, what's that?
I said, I saw some fear. You had some fear.
Yeah.
Not as much as this guy, but.
No, but I'm just like, I got to do it. I'm going to do it. That's the end of it. And I'm like, just walk out. Blah, blah. He goes, just jump. I'm just jump. And then I was kind of hanging upside down. I'm like, I really had to pee, but that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
No, congrats, Joey. You did it too.
To both of you.
Thank you.
for conquering the not
And
the
thank you
hate
for
and the
calling
fear.
in, of course. We always like talking. You are something else on the chat, so make sure you get in chats whenever you can. Please.
Yes. And we're running out of time,
Oh,
so
absolutely.
we're gonna. Go ahead.
All right, I'll let you guys go finish up your show and everything, and I'm gonna go urinate out of doors.
Oh, okay.
Out of
Excellent, Joey.
doors. Okay. Well, thank you for calling in so
Joey,
much.
thank
Bye,
you
Dad.
for calling in. Bye,
Hey,
Dad.
take care, guys. Love you, Scotty.
Love you too.
All right, I have no predictions. I'm confused.
You have to.
I know.
It's the last one
No,
before the finale.
But I'll cry if you leave.
Well,
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
That's it. 2 more episodes. 2?
ooh, I feel like I was supposed to do that. Predictions.
Yeah. No, you could totally do that
Okay.
with predictions.
Because I want to hear what you all think.
I thought Team Fun was gonna make it to the end, so I don't.
All right,
Don't
she
make me
doesn't
do
know.
it. Don't make me do it.
All right, I was gonna say you, but you
You can
can't
say it.
really have predictions. No, I'm saying I was gonna say you tell us your prediction, but
Oh,
you don't really.
I have a good
You
I
can't.
know, exactly.
You can't have our guest predict.
I know. So
You
okay,
can have
so
a guest from another season predict.
all right, real quick. So I think that every week I say I don't know because you never know what's gonna happen. I didn't think that Team Mom and Dad would be in last place, but they were. I think that you with your savagery, I don't know if that's a real word or not, but you know how he doesn't really care. He like plays people to get where he needs to be. I think that might help you at the end, and I think you might win. But then I also think that I don't know. I think you guys are looking good. I want you guys to argue more, you and Brooke, and I think that Matt and Redmond might do well. I don't know. I really don't know, honestly. I
feel like Team Lolo might like just surprise all of us.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know. But
That
I don't
could
think
be.
so. But
That could
I
be a
think
thing.
that everything you've been doing has been working for you. You know, like playing your friends and everything. So
Your friends.
I say
friends
it's
on the
between
show.
the boys
So,
and Team Brooke and
yeah.
Scott.
We'll see.
Ooh.
We
To
will
win
see.
or to get out next episode?
Oh, to win the last two.
Oh, okay. All right, Redmond, buddy.
2 episodes left.
But
Thank
know,
you.
Lolo and Logan,
Thank
I
you,
mean, they
everybody,
might-
for tuning in.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
joining. We
Yes.
love your energy,
Oh my
and
God,
we
so much
love
fun.
all the insight. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you all next week. I'm Nataly Tavidian. You can find me everywhere at Nataly Tavidian. And our guest.
Yes, find me anywhere at Scott Flanary, spelled like canary.
All right, you guys. I'm Desola Balogun. You can follow me at Desola_B on Instagram. Bye.
Bye.
See you guys next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.